Alright, in this video we are going to loot a small military base that's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's not very far from the Balota airstrip, which everybody tends to loot and also tends to be a death trap. Naturally, you want to start a loot on a low population server. I'm the only one here. You can loot with impunity. A small military base that's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's mute that sound so we're not getting a double sound. Alright, this military base has 4 barracks, 1 office building, 1 hospital. I tend to start in the pod on the top of the office building and work my way down through. I am pretty much geared, but everything I've gotten has come from this military base. I've run it 3 or 4 times. You basically find a few servers that are easy to loot on, low population, you save them in your favorites, you jump from server to server, you know, go to the bathroom, get a drink, whatever in between your timeouts, which end up getting up to the 5-minute mark. And when you come back in, you just make another loot run. Another rule of thumb I have is don't leave anything for the next guy. I'm not shooting a 357, but I will dump these bullets just to be a prick. So, let's do this up here. Boom, empty. And on we go. These 2 spots in the office building tend to have ammo. They also tend to have weapons from time to time. You'll find from axes to shotguns to Mosins to, what do we got here, a blaze, in these spots. Usually by these 2 piles of debris. As far as the office building, I searched the pod where I started up top. I searched the 2 piles of debris. I searched this stairwell. Some people run down that. Nothing usually down there but a couple articles of clothing. If you want to search it, feel free. I've done it enough where the time it takes me to run down there is not very productive. This pile also has a weapon. You got a Mosin stashed back in there. Remember, there are collision issues with the game still, so you want to do your best to really look around the few areas. This also is a very secret little area. You're going to need to crawl to get in here. I have found scopes, ammo, and other such things back here. Just for a tactical thing, if you happen to be on a high population server, getting back in here is a pretty good little spot to hide and blast people coming in the stairwell. Most elite gamers know of this loot spot, and they will be here. This building, not this particular military installation. This building is what we call an office building, and it is a very hot ticket for weapons. As you can see, I picked up ammo and there were 2 weapons in this building. Exiting the building, I'm a big proponent of closing doors. When you close doors, you give the appearance of a place that has not been looted. Therefore, the next guy's going to come here and waste his time walking through every one of these places, opening all these doors again, even though I've taken out the good shit, which again is sort of a prick move. Interesting enough, this server has been looted, which is pretty rare. But we'll see if he nailed all 4 barracks. Here's the first. He's definitely been here. He's picked it over. There's a military helmet he didn't take. But again, just to be a prick, I know it's looted because this guy left the doors open. So if I was in a hurry, right now I would just simply leave, because I know the server's been looted. But what I'm going to do is be even more of a prick, and I'm going to close these doors so the next guy that comes here actually takes the time to loot. Now we just picked up a 10-round mag. Chances are, oh, he actually left the rounds in it, which is pretty interesting. So that means whoever came here is not shooting an M4, and he's not subscribing to my philosophy of boning the next guy. So I'm going to pick up this clip. I'm going to empty it because I am shooting an M4, and then I'm going to take the clip and throw it on the ground, because I don't need it, obviously. And onward. Close the door. What we got there? I grab those. See, again, I'm shooting a 45, and let's place this in an active scenario. Let's say I come to this place, I don't have any bullets, boom, I just picked up rounds for a 45, and I got an M4 stashed in the corner there, and I walk out the door, I see the guy, I'm going to kill him because he left bullets on the ground. He also left guns here. Not a wise move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this M4 into my hands. I'm not going to load it. Well, apparently I am. But I'll show you what I'm going to do with this M4. Because again, I don't like to leave anything for anybody. I'm going to take this M4 right over here to the bushes where I really doubt anybody's going to search. And I'm going to throw it on the ground. And then naturally I'm going to snatch my clip back out of it. Which I'm not really sure where this clip came out of. Odd. Let's get rid of those. Let's move this here. Put that away. Remove this. Take this clip. Boom. I have a feeling that clip's going to be duped because I'm having a poor connection. And that's it. I threw the M4 on the ground. It's over in the weeds. Not going to kill me while somebody's here. Granted, I left the other 2 rifles in that building, but it is what it is. Normally, I do what I just did, snatch it out of the barracks and dump it. Here's a second barracks, which has absolutely been searched as well. We will come in here. Alright, now this right here is interesting that this was left. Nah, that's the OE buttstock. Alright, when it comes to an M4, you want this component, and you want this component. The combination of these 2 components allows your M4 to be a lot more stable, a lot more accurate, and you'll get all those kills that you think you should have gotten, and you don't. You slap an ACOG on it, pristine of course, now you actually have a usable ranged weapon. Where if anybody who's tried to shoot somebody at over 200 yards with an M4 knows, it's not a very effective weapon to kill with. And look at this, yet another clip. Well, then this is what we're going to do. Take this. Put that there. Always check to make sure you're not alone. Dump that, toss that. Alright, at this juncture, I have an abundance of stuff I need. This box has additional rounds in it, so I don't need to carry all this. So I'm going to toss these rounds, make a little adjustment. I'm going to snatch up that next clip. Sometimes there's a... oh, got it. Sometimes there's a little bit of a glitch there that you have to work around. At this point, I am so geared, I'm literally only looking to replace 2 pieces of gear that are worn and not pristine. And of course, anything that's pristine is going to last a lot longer for you. It's going to absorb a little bit more damage, and you're going to be able to withstand some zombie smacks or a firefight. Alright, this is barrack number 2. Anybody who's played the game knows what tends to be in a hospital. But if you need anything out of a hospital, boom, you got a hospital. So you got the office building we started in, barracks 1, barracks 2, hospital, and on we go. There are also several garages that tend to have motorcycle helmets, paint, tools, those sort of things, which later will be more useful. Again, I come up the hill through the gate. That way I can make the place look like it's unsearched. Obviously someone's been here, they've made it to this next barrack because the gate's open. but I closed the gate because, as I said, I want the guy who loads back in on this server to think it's been reset or to think it's unsearched. So since somebody has been here and knows of this place and has searched this place, when they come back, which they will, they'll see all these doors closed and they'll think, "Oh wow, I'm gonna search this place again," but nothing to find. You will find lots of camo. This is better technically than what I'm wearing because it has more pockets, but I just like to stay in the black. I do most of my fighting in the city. I think the black's a little bit better camouflage for a city environment. So really what we are looking for at present is a black tactical shirt and a pair of black gloves that are pristine. And ultimately, if I could find one, a black flak jack or tactical vest, assault vest, whatever you want to call it. How anybody gears out is their own, you know, whatever works best for you. I tend to carry a rifle. I tend to carry a sawed-off shotgun, and I also carry a pistol. I like the M4, I like the 45, and I like obviously a sawed-off shotgun. Reason being, pretty straightforward, plain and simple. Got your rifle on your back, your pistol and your shotgun will fit in your bag, plenty of extra ammo. That's all you need. I normally don't even carry food, but I am right now. Once you're energized, hydrated, healthy, you want to stay that way. So once you're that way, you don't really need to carry food. Just eat and drink the food that you find when you have a free second and you're out of harm's way. Okay, Barracks 3 appears now like it was unsearched. I have a rifle that I don't want anybody to have. Again, I'll come over to a bush, switch weapons, drops the rifle out of my hand. Anybody who wants to go looking in that bush for a weapon deserves the rifle when they find the fucking thing. I've got the broken chain link down in the right there. Means our connection's slipping, which we obviously saw signs of before when I was having a little trouble switching gear. But I'm almost to the final barracks, and here it is. This one has also been searched. So, as rare it is that these places are searched, it still tends not to be a high traffic area, where, you know, Balota definitely is. We do have a few people who have jumped in on the server. I have a strong suspicion one of them is probably the guy who looted this to begin with. Oh, what do we got there? Banged up piece of clothing. And voila, that's it. 4 barracks, an office building, and potentially a hospital, all in one foul swoop. Now what I usually do is I leave that barrack, I come up here just to log out so I'm not next to a building when I log in. I come right here and log out. You can rinse and repeat that process. Here's my 4 servers I tend to use. You rinse and repeat that process and you're going to be geared. It doesn't take long to get here. It's not very far past Balota, which we'll pull up on the map here. Another little tip, if you're not using it, DayZ map, standalone, and boom. Now, if I were in game, tab in, I'm in game.